Welcome to the Cinnabar. We're just getting ready to do a little shooting here, and as we're getting set up here, got to clear the wildlife out of the area. Got an old mule deer doe was just kind of bedded down right in the trees where we're getting set up to shoot. And as I turn around and look behind us, there's a couple more going up the hill right there, just cresting over the top. Need a little more of a stronger camera to get a look at them. There's one getting skylined right there and another one coming up behind it. So stick around, we've got a good episode today. We're going to get out here on this beautiful spring day and shoot some Winchester Model 55s here shortly. Okay, so now that we got a few mule deer run off of our shooting range, we can get down to business, start talking a little bit about these Winchester Model 55s. Now for people outside the Winchester collecting community, this might not be a model number that's familiar to you, but it's really just a variant of the venerable 1894 model. You see, in the 1920s, sales were really flagging on the lever action rifles. There was such a glut of military surplus bolt actions from World War I. So Winchester came out with a kind of a lightweight version of both the Model 1892 and the 1894. Now the 1892s were called a Model 53, and I've got another episode on the channel here on the 53s, and they're a wonderful little gun, as are these 55s. So these 55s, again, they're a Model 94 receiver, got a little shorter barrel than a standard rifle. These have a 24-inch rapid taper barrel. They're all originally came in takedowns. In fact, most of the production run was all takedowns. Very late in production, they went to a solid frame, but there aren't many of those out there. Maybe around 15% of them or so are solid frames. So we lightened up the weight a little bit with a half-length magazine tube takedown mechanism, a shotgun butt with a real thin serrated steel butt pad, and they even put a little scallop in the comb here, and I don't know that was to lighten weight, but every little bit helps, I guess. I think it was more of a style thing. But anyway, these are just wonderful little guns. Most of them are pretty Spartan, pretty plain. There was a lot of options offered, but not a lot of them were made with any options. And today we've got some with some kind of interesting options that we'll get into here in a bit. They really came in initially in the 30-30 or 30 WCF, and then very shortly after they were introduced, then they added the 32 Winchester Special and the 25-35. And there are just a handful out there of 38-55s, and rumor has it that there was maybe a 32-40 or two made, although last I knew that none had really surfaced. If you're interested in these 55s, there is a wonderful article by a fellow by the name of Bert Hartman, who's the historian for the Winchester Arms Collectors Association, and that article's in the Winchester Collector. It's the periodical from the Winchester Arms Collectors Association. So if you're not a member of the association, do yourselves a favor and sign up, and you can get access to that article. He's doing a survey, because the factory records don't exist for these 55s. They came after all the factory records were destroyed. So he's surveying, trying to get all the information on calibers and options and whatnot on the different guns. And if you're interested, you can contact Bert on the forum and give him information if you've got a 55 that you'd like to submit to help out with that survey. But anyway, today we've got some really interesting ones for you. We've got all the three standard calibers, the 25-35, the 30 WCF, and the 32 Special. This particular one that I've got right up front is a really unusual one, in that not only is it a 25-35, which there weren't many of them made, probably less than 10% of them were 25-35, but this one has a close coupled set trigger. And the last I talked to Bert about it, this was only one of two that had surfaced with the set trigger. So this is a real interesting little rifle, and kind of looking forward to shooting it here a little bit later. Next one up is our 30 caliber. 30-30 or 30 WCF. This one again is a takedown. All of them I've got today are takedown versions. This one is really unusual in that it's a pistol grip, and not only that it's a pistol grip, because I've seen a few pistol grips out there that were deluxe, but this is a plain pistol grip, and in a pretty nice condition too. Now, one of the things that happen with these 55s is they fall in an era when there was a lot of flaking on the receivers, and you can see a little bit of flaking and toning on this one, but not too bad. You can see this 25-35 has silvered out quite a little bit, but I think a lot of that was from carry. And then this 32 Special that I brought today is a real high condition gun. Kind of unusual for Model 55s to have this much bluing on. And there is a little bit of flaking taking place on the top of the receiver and on the receiver extension up here for the takedown, but very little. This is a very high condition Model 55. And now for even a more unusual variant. This is a project I picked up a few years ago. It's missing the buttstock, unfortunately, but this was a pistol grip, but this is a deluxe pistol grip. It has a beautiful, beautiful fore-end checkered. This one of these days we'll do a episode on fitting a buttstock whenever I find a real good buttstock for this rifle, and we'll get this one fixed up and ship shape, and then we'll take it out and do some shooting with it too. Obviously today we're not going to put any rounds through it. It might be a little uncomfortable. So stick around, we're going to get set up here. I just put one round through each of them just to kind of see where they're shooting, and we'll see if we can't kill a target or two out there. Okay, so let's get this party started. I'm going to start off with a 32 Special and go down in calibers today. What I did is I got set up here and put the cartridges out next to the rifles they go in, because it's really easy to get these ones mixed up. You know, the 32 Special is just a necked up 30-30, and a 25-35 is a neck down version, so they're very similar except for just the bullet diameter. Okay, so let's see what this 32 Special will do. A little stiff feeding this morning. There we go. Okay, let's see. Let's try a milk jug right off the bat. Oh, no doubt about that one. Okay, maybe one of those steel targets, or all of them. Let's see, another milk jug. Let's go over to the right there. Oh, no doubt about that. That's a good shooting rifle. And a good looking gun too. Okay, so let's go with this plain pistol grip 30-30. This one is got a peep sight, which is real nice for my aging eyes. I've come to appreciate these peep sights a whole lot more as I get older. My eyesight gets a little worse. Okay, let's see. We'll go for a milk jug first off. Not much doubt about it. And maybe go back to the targets. Yeah, there we go. And one more milk jug. Killed them all. Okay, now this really sweet little 25-35. I just love the set triggers. They just are fantastic. You think about, you know, if you're out hunting, you've got that set trigger for your first shot when you really take your time. And then if you've got follow-up shots, you know, they function just like a regular trigger, so you can get quick follow-up shots right behind it. And of course, at that point, if you're trying to follow a deer that's maybe on the run or something, then having a set trigger isn't really so important. Okay, some of my signs or my targets are kind of sideways now, but we've got a couple of them still to shoot at. Well, for Pete's sake, I was bragging on this 25-35. Let's see if we can get a milk jug anyway. Oh, that did it. There we go. Got one more target up there. Let's see if we can hit it. Oh, missed it. Well, we can at least kill that jug before we get done here. So there you have it, the Model 55. Just love these rifles, even if I can't shoot this particular one very well. Well, thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know one thing I learned today, I'm going to have to get a little better shooting at this 25-35, so I noticed a couple of rock chucks on the way in today, so I'm going to have to go out and get this one sighted in and maybe see if we can't hit a rock chuck or two with it. I've been spending a whole lot of time in the shop, and I'm going to get back to that. I know we've got the heavy barreled 1876 project going, and I'm waiting on a couple of things to finish that one off. That's turned into a lot more involved project, and there's going to be a lot more to it. Some pretty interesting stuff, including that hammer's just been trashed, and I didn't pick it up when I was taking the gun apart. So we're going to do a little welding and recutting notches on a hammer, and I've got some help from some of my friends at Winchester Arms Collectors Association that are helping me out with that project. So stay tuned for that one. That one's going to come up here real soon. Until then, and until next time, happy trails from the Cinnabar.